Hey gang, today we're gonna go over the Google IT Support Professional Certificate. Just straight off the bat, straight off the jump, the Google IT Support Professional Certificate actually isn't a certificate at all. It's actually a free course that you can go through. And what this video is for is just to see if it would be a good fit for you. So I break down what the course is, who it's for, and then by the end of this video, you'll be able to make a decision on if this is for you. So why you should listen to me if you've never seen me before, I'm Rob. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. I am a former U.S. Army Staff Sergeant that now helps people just like you get IT certifications and awesome tech careers. So I've been doing this for almost 2 decades. I have over 15,000 students taught, have 12 industry certifications, have an MBA in information technology, and I'm an all-around good guy. So before I get into anything, as always, I want to thank all of my current students, all my previous students, and all of my future students in the Zero to IT Pro program. I'll get into that a little bit later. And I also want to give a huge shout out and thanks to all of the channel members. If you want to become a channel member, all you got to do is click that join button that's close to the subscribe button. In the channel membership, for career advice, life advice, tips, and any live training that I've ever done is always reserved for channel members. That's usually the first step that people take just to get a deeper look into who I am, what I do, and then they become a part of our actual training. Now, in the next couple of slides, we're going to be talking about the Google IT Support Certificate and who it's for. And I'm going to go through some practice questions to help you to see if this is a good course for you to start and if it's necessary for you to do. All right, so the Google IT Support Professional Certificate is for entry-level certification for people that's looking to get into help desk, IT support, system admins, or interested in networking, operating systems, security, and automation. Now, on your own, it usually takes people 3 to 6 months to complete the actual course. So who is the course actually for? So the course is offered for free through Google and is for aspiring IT support specialists, help desk technicians, system administrators, network technicians, and just career changers. This is a super entry level course. Now, I will say this. All education is great. All education is awesome. But will this course, the Google IT support course that's offered by Google for free, get you a job? No, most likely not. Now, will it teach you some stuff? Of course. Will it give you a good barometer of what you're good at, what you're not good at? Yeah. But will it get you a job? No. Is this something that you will put on your resume? No. But it is a free education, and education is a good thing. So the requirements, there aren't any really requirements. There's just, if you got an email address and you want to do it, you can do it. But there are a couple different things that are covered. And these, I will say, are, pillars of tech. So troubleshooting and customer support, networking fundamentals, operating systems and system admin, security fundamentals, and automation tools and scripting. Now, after this, like I said, we're going to go straight into some questions and answers. I'll read the question, let you guys look at the answers, and then together we'll come up with what the answer is, and I'll explain to you why that is the answer. You ready? Let's get to it. Number one, this is going to be from one of the domains. Let's just see how you do. Now, I'll be honest. These questions that I created are much, much more difficult than the questions that are in the course. And I do that on purpose because if you can get these right, most likely you do not need to go through the course. If you get these questions right, you do not need to go through the Google IT support course. So let's go. A company's customer support team reports that multiple employees are experiencing slow internet speeds and frequent disconnects while using cloud-based applications. The affected users are located in different office buildings, and other employees in the same areas are not experiencing any network issues. The IT support team checks the network logs and finds that affected users' devices have high packet loss and frequent DHCP lease renewals. After further investigation, the technician discovers that all affected devices are using the same outdated network adapter driver. While users with no issues have recently updated their network drivers, some users insist that they haven't changed any settings. And one user claims that the issue started after a recent Windows update. What is the best course of action to resolve this issue? I'll give you guys some time. You can look over the answers, maybe reread the question, and then figure out what you think is the best course of action and what the best answer is. Three, two, one. So the best course of action would be to update the affected user's network adapter drivers to the latest version and then test connectivity afterwards. Updating the network adapter drivers resolves compatibility issues that may have been introduced by the Windows update or outdated drivers. Now, once again, you may be asking yourself, where these questions came from. I created these questions myself, and I actually have 4,000 practice questions just like this for more complex exams such as A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, CSSSP, CEH, certifications that can actually land you a job. So if you want access to those, the link is in the description and you can get access. A system administrator needs to quickly check which processes are consuming the most CPU on a Linux server experiencing high resource usage. The administrator wants to use a command line tool that provides a real-time interactive view of system performance, allowing them to sort processes by CPU and memory usage dynamically. Which of the following Linux commands would best achieve this goal? Three, two, one. Now, what would achieve that goal the best is that command right there is going to provide an interactive real-time view of CPU and memory usage. So the top command allows administrators to monitor processes in real time and sort by CPU or memory usage, making it the most effective tool for troubleshooting high resource usage. A remote worker reports that they are unable to connect to their company's VPN. The IT support team verifies that the user's internet connection is working, the VPN credentials are correct, the company's VPN server is operational. However, when the technician runs tracervpn.company.com, the output shows the connection stalls at the user's home router and does not reach the corporate VPN gateway. The user recently switched to a new internet service provider, and their router's firmware was last updated 3 years ago. What is the most likely cause of the issue? Three, two, one. So most likely, the user's home router does not support the VPN protocol being used. If you got an older router, it probably doesn't support certain protocols that have been updated. That's why the firmware, right? So the firmware is the software that the device came with. And if you haven't updated that firmware, a lot of protocols and a lot of services may not work. A company has implemented a new security policy requiring all employees to use endpoint protection software. After deployment, several users report that they can no longer access certain websites including file sharing services and social media platforms. The IT team confirms that the internet connection is fully functional, and disabling the endpoint protection software restores access to the blocked sites. Which of the following is the most likely reason users are experiencing this issue? Three, two, one. Most likely, the endpoint protection software includes a web filtering feature that blocks certain categories of websites. Many endpoint protection solutions include web filtering to block high risk or non work related sites. A user complains that their Windows 10 laptop has become significantly slower over the past month, with frequent application crashes and high disk usage. The IT support team checks Task Manager and finds that the disk usage metric is consistently at 100%, even when no major applications are running. Further investigation reveals that Windows Update is failing, and a background process called service host sysmain is consuming excessive disk resources. The technicians suspect that a Windows feature is misbehaving and must take action to improve performance. What is the best solution to resolve the issue? Three, two, one. So the best thing to do would be disable sysmain, formerly known as superfetch, in services and restart the system. A superfetch is a Windows service that optimizes application performance, but on some systems, it can cause excessive disk usage. An employee accidentally deleted an important spreadsheet stored in a network drive that is configured with daily backups. However, the user is unable to find the deleted file in the Windows recycle bin, and the IT team confirms that no recent backups exist due to an automated failure in the backup system. What is the best immediate step the IT team should take to recover the file? So, how are you guys doing so far? We are 6 questions in. Have we gotten all the questions right? Have we gotten it wrong? And once again, these questions are way harder, way harder than the questions that are in the Google IT support course. And I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it at the end. I'll let you know if I think that if the course is worth it. By the end, you should know for yourself if you think it's worth it or not. But I'll let you know, because once again, the Google IT support certificate is just a course. It's not necessarily a certificate. You can get a printout, but it's not a certificate that an employer or a hiring manager will really care about, to be honest. Now, since I'm providing you value, took time out of my day, took time away from my family and the people I care about to give you this value, all I ask you to do is to like this video and comment below. Let me know if you think this certification is worth it, if it's not worth it. And if it's not worth it, what is your plan of action? What certification do you think is worth it? And what certification are you going to be working for or working towards? 3, 2, 1. Use the previous versions feature in Windows to restore an earlier copy of the file. Windows previous version, a feature of shadow copies, allows users to restore earlier file versions without needing a full backup. A company uses Google Cloud Platform virtual machines to host its internal applications. An IT technician receives reports that a web server running on a GCP VM is unreachable. The technician successfully pings the VM's internal IP address, but when they try to access the web application, the connection times out. The firewall logs show no drop packets, but a curl test reveals that port 80 is closed on the VM. What is the most likely cause of the issue? Three, two, one. The web server application is not running on the virtual machine. If port 80 is closed, which is what runs the internet basically, the web server process is not running, meaning the application is not serving traffic. A department recently installed a new network printer, and employees are reporting delayed print jobs and missing documents. When checking the print queue, the IT technician notices that jobs are getting stuck in the queue for extended periods before finally printing. After testing, they find that the issue only affects employees using Windows 11, while those using Windows 10 print without any delay. What is most likely the cause of this issue? Three, two, one. The Windows 11 clients are using an incompatible print driver. You don't have the right driver, it's not going to work. So print drivers can cause delays or failed print jobs on specific operating systems. A user reports that they are unable to log into their company issued laptop, receiving a too many failed login attempts error. Error message. The IT team checks the Active Directory logs and finds that the user's account was locked due to multiple incorrect password attempts. The account lockout policy enforces a 5-attempt limit, but the user insists that they only tried once. Further investigation shows that the same account is being used on a different device that is repeatedly failing authentication. What is the best step to resolve this issue? Three, two, one. So the best step is just check for forgotten session on another device that may be using old credentials. A stale login sessions on another device can repeatedly attempt to authenticate using old credentials, triggering an account lockout. A software developer needs to install a dual boot system on their work laptop, allowing them to run both Windows 10 and Ubuntu Linux. However, when they attempt to create a new partition using Windows Disk Management tool, they receive an error message stating that there is not enough available space, despite the fact that the C drive has over 100 gigabits of free space. Running the check disk utility does not resolve the issue, and the system remains unable to allocate the required space for the Ubuntu installation. The IT support technician suspects that certain system files are preventing the partition from being resized. Which of the following is the most likely cause of this issue? Three, two, one. There are unmovable system files, whether it's page files or more critical system files, and those are preventing partition resizing. Certain system files in Windows, such as page file and hibernation files, cannot be automatically relocated, preventing the system from shrinking the partition. A Linux system administrator is configuring a shared directory for a team of software developers. The team members need full access to modify and delete files within the directory, but the administrator discovers that some users can only read files and cannot edit them. Running that command on the shared directory returns the following permissions. The affected users belong to the developers group, yet they cannot make changes to the files in the directory. Some users claim that they were able to edit files a few days ago, but now the permissions seem to have changed unexpectedly. What is the most likely cause of this issue? Three, two, one. The directory lacks write permissions for the group, preventing modifications. The group developers only has read and execute permissions, meaning users can open files but cannot edit or delete them. A company's IT support team receives multiple complaints that some employees cannot access the internet, while others have no issues. The IT team runs ipconfig/all on an affected Windows machine and finds that the device has an IP address in the 169 range. The DHCP server logs show that the maximum number of allowed DHCP leases has been reached, meaning no IP addresses are available. The network administrator checks the configuration and sees that the DHCP pool is limited to 100 addresses, despite there being over 150 devices in the office. What is the best way to resolve this issue and restore network connectivity? Three, two, one. So if you increase the pool size or the number of IP addresses available, you should be able to accommodate all the devices. The issue occurs because the DHCP server has run out of available IP addresses, so expanding the DHCP pool ensures all devices receive a valid IP. A junior administrator working in Google Cloud Platform accidentally grants owner permissions to all users within the organization instead of restricting it to a specific team. This mistake allows every employee to create, delete, and modify cloud resources, creating a major security risk. After realizing the mistake, the IT security team revokes the excessive permissions immediately, but they need to prevent similar misconfigurations from happening in the future. Which of the following is the best way to ensure proper access control in Google Cloud IAM? Three, two, one. So if you apply the principle of least privilege, you ensure that people only have access to the things that they need access to. So the janitor doesn't have full control of the system. I think now is an awesome time to shout out the sponsor of this training and this course that I created just for you guys. The Zero to IT Pro program is a program that helps people just like you get the most in demand skills and certifications in the industry in as little as 90 days. The Zero to IT Pro program is the first step to the Zero to IT Hero program, which helps people just like you get an awesome tech career. Zero to IT Pro, get the certs. Zero to IT Hero, we help you get the actual job. At a bare minimum, you need to like this video and comment. If you want help further from me and my team, you can look in the description and you can actually enroll into the pro program right now. And the Zero to IT Hero program, our next cohort is starting in September, which means before September, you have to be in the pro program and pass all the requirements there. Other than that, let's get back to the training. A company follows the 3-2-1 backup strategy, but recently suffered a ransomware attack that encrypted both their primary files and local backup. The IT team realized that their offsite backups were not updated for the last 2 months, leading to a major data loss incident. What is the best way to ensure a more resilient backup strategy? Three, two, one. So the best thing is to implement an air gap backup system that is disconnected from the network. Air gap backup are physically disconnected from the network, making them immune to ransomware and a lot of other attacks. An IT help desk technician receives an urgent ticket from an executive who is unable to access their email right before an important client meeting. The executive is frustrated, stating that they don't have time for troubleshooting and demanding that IT fix the issue immediately. The technician remotely connects to the user's computer and finds that the email application is stuck on connecting to server. While the user's internet browser is working fine, checking the system logs, the technician notices that the email client has not been updated in over 6 months. And a recent company-wide security update required all email clients to be on the latest version to connect to the email server. Given the urgency of the situation, what is the best course of action for the technician? Three, two, one. So the best thing would be to acknowledge the executive's frustration, quickly apply the required email update, and offer a temporary webmail alternative in case the update takes time. So first thing you want to do is definitely acknowledge the person being upset and then de-escalate the tension while providing a quick and practical solution to the problem. All right, gang, that's it. That's all. If you are interested in enrolling to the Zero to IT program, you can do that below. Now, I promise you guys that I would tell you if I thought the Google IT support course was worth it. I would say hell no, to be honest. I think you should be working more towards things that actually will lead to more money, better job opportunities, and this isn't necessarily one of those things. Now, this is awesome as a supplement to whatever you're doing, but I think if you're looking for your first certification, you may want to go after A plus or another certification that can actually lead to some job opportunities. Other than that, I'll see you in class.